Taylor here, and I'm so excited to be here with you guys this Wednesday for another live video. Now, as you can see, my background's a tiny bit different than normally on Wednesdays. You can see some of my fabric stash over here. That's because as I come this way, so you can see, it's nice and sunny outside today, so you can see all these, the light that would be shining on me if I was just a smidge that way. So today you can feast your eyes on some of my fabric storage. And oh, hey, look at this. So I forgot that I even had this, but this is like a throwback to a couple years ago. Let me see if the light will even come on. Look at it, lights up. So any of you guys who have been members for a while will remember that I think 2 or 3 years ago, we made a fabric flower planter or a pot during this time of year, I believe. So that is a throwback. Maybe I should change this out and start using this in videos again. I'm not sure. But that's funny. I did not even realize that was there. Maybe I should come over here and do videos this way more often. Okay, guys, so it's spring, and I'm sure it's spring wherever you are. If not, I'm so sorry. Let me know what the weather is like there. Like I mentioned here, it's been a lot more sunny and springtime, and that leads me to my question for you guys this week. I'm curious, what is your favorite spring activity? I like to go outside and garden and put in vegetables in my garden. I kind of have a black thumb, so I'm not really sure how long they will last. But here's hoping that my vegetable garden will last through summer and actually produce some stuff. All right, guys, go ahead and comment below. Also, before we get into our topic du jour, which is press cloths and all about them, if you don't know what a press cloth is, we're going to get into that in a second. For those of you guys that are watching this live video on our Facebook page or through YouTube, if you are interested in becoming a part of our Facebook group for other sewing inspiration and stuff like that, just to meet other sewists, we have a Facebook group, and you can find it at sewupbox.com/group, and you can find all that stuff there. Okay, guys, so I am going to talk about press cloths today. Now, a lot of people probably have not heard of what a press cloth is. Let me know if you have. I'm super curious if you know what a press cloth is, if you have a press cloth, if you have multiple. I know I have like 3 or 4 that I use in my sewing studio. So a press cloth is to be made to use with your iron. And if you've been around sewing very long at all, you'll know that some fabrics will melt when they get hot, and some fabrics will stand up to heat. Typically, a cotton or a wool will stand up to heat very well, but something like rayon or polyester will melt very quick. That's why your iron has different heat settings. So I also will admit that sometimes I don't check my heat settings and I melt things. You can see I've got some black stuff on my iron from some things that I've accidentally melted. So hopefully I'm not the only one with the black stuff, but I'm going to show you a really quick trick how to get this stuff to clean off at the end of this video, so hang around for that. Our press cloth is going to be a saving grace for melting things. So basically what your press cloth is a cotton sheet. So let me open this up for you. Mine is just a big cotton sheet, and you can see that there has been some things that have gotten melted onto the press cloth. Sometimes that does happen, but it saves my iron. And the other thing is this typically will keep items from melting. Basically, the cotton will work as a nice layer between the heat of the iron and the item that has the potential to melt, and it will keep everything from melting and everything will be fine. So usually that's why we use a press cloth. Now, press cloths can come, packaged as a press cloth. However, those usually are pretty expensive. So I usually don't buy actual press cloths. I usually buy like cotton baker sheets. Actually, that's what this one is one of those baking sheet things where you can, like the old-fashioned ones where you lay out and then you roll out your pie dough. So that works out well. Just make sure it's 100% cotton. Or if you don't have one, but you have a large fabric stash, you can just find a piece of fabric that is 100% cotton, and you can actually use that as a press cloth as well. I know sometimes if I'm sewing somewhere else and I need a press cloth and I forgot mine, I'll just use some cotton fabric. So that's a good hack as well. Okay, so I teased you guys earlier about seeing how we can clean off this black residue from our iron. And I'll show you that really quickly. But first, for those of you that are in this group, this Facebook group, or seeing this video and are curious about what SewUp Box is, I've got a quick little video for you guys to watch. So there you saw lots of pictures of boxes filled with sewing projects and fabrics and sewing tools. That is basically what SewUp Box is. We are a sewing club membership where you become a member and then you receive a shipment of a box full of sewing projects, fabrics, downloadable patterns, tools, and sewing tips every month. So it's a lot of fun. If you want to check any of that out, you can head to SewUpBox.com. Let me put that up here on the screen for you really quick. And you can head there and see all about it. Also, if you've been hanging around our Facebook page or inside the Facebook group lately, you'll see that we've actually had a lot of people doing unboxing videos and reviews of our membership and boxes that we've sent out. So if you're curious to see an actual unboxing, can check one of those out, and we will be posting more links to some of those in the next few weeks as well. So watch for those if you're curious, but also when you go to this website, you can click the button in the main site menu that says sneak peek, and it will show you all the stuff that is going to be coming in the next box. And there's a bunch more information on the main page here about what kind of things come each month as well. So now that I've kind of filled you in with that, I'm excited to talk to you about removing these dumb black burnt stains. So I actually found, well, what I used to do is when I very first would notice that something melted, I would make sure my iron was on really hot so that this was still all melted. And then I would take and I'd run it like this, like scrape it on the side of my ironing board. And that edge of the ironing board would usually take most of it off if it was fresh. However, then I decided that I didn't want to keep getting black stuff on my pretty ironing board cover, so I stopped doing that and just thought that I would deal with just having black stains on my iron, which is not fun. Then very recently, I found this stuff that will actually clean this off, even if it's old. And this is what it looks like. It's called Iron Clean, and it comes in a little pack with some sheets in there. And these sheets kind of look like dryer sheets. Let me pull one out for you. But they are not. These are magic little sheets that will clean your iron. So you kind of do it the same way as I had been doing it, taking this and scraping it on the corner of your ironing board. But you will take a piece of fabric or a press cloth or a paper towel and lay it down over your ironing board so that none of the none of the residue comes off onto the ironing board. So there's a hack. Then you put this down and then you heat up your iron and then you scrape all of this off this way. And this sheet has some magic stuff in it that will take off this residue even if it's old. So you just keep using this up in different spots until you get all of the residue off. And then if you've only used like half of this, I like to cut them in half and only use part at a time. That way I don't have to throw away a whole thing if I only use part of it. So it will take all these off. I usually use this, but I've just been kind of procrastinating with this little smudge. And turns out it worked out perfectly because then I get to show you guys what I mean when I'm talking about this. So if you're curious and you want to get some of these, we actually have some available in our online store. And if you are a subscribing member, you can get a discount on these. So if you're curious, go ahead and comment below and I can get you the link and or discount code if you're a member or not. And they work great. So just letting you guys know. So there's our hacks for today. Iron cleaning and press cloths. If you don't have a press cloth, I would 100% suggest going and getting one. It's a great tool to have in your sewing room because when you need it, you need it. All right, guys. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of the week. I hope you have lots of plans for fun sewing and stuff coming up. One more time, go ahead and comment below on this question of the week. What is your favorite spring activity? Do you like to go outside? Do you like to sew Easter items? Go ahead and let us all know. We're all friends here, and we'd love to get to know you and your fun spring activities. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Wednesday.